Hello everybody and welcome back to the More Boss Videos YouTube channel. I'm More Boss Videos, otherwise known as More Central, depending on what day of the week and what video you're watching. And as you can see, we've got the tremendous London City Bus C200 in front of us. As you could also just see by the destination blind, we're doing the B4 on Bowdenham version 5. We're back again for more videos on Bowdenham. We've done quite a lot recently. It has been a little bit of a break since I filmed the last block of them, so for you lot it's sort of the last video was a few days ago, but for me it was about a week ago since I filmed it. So I'm doing a bit more Bowdenham, and the idea is at the moment we're just going through every single route in Bowdenham, say we've done every single run, see what they're all like, and we're back with a TFL one, the B4. So that runs from here at Apsley Station and goes up to St Catherine's Hospital, and I've got to find a duty because I believe there's one that leaves around now, so let's have a little look. So let's find, I think I was on it. Oh, there we go. We'll do that one that leaves now. The route is only 14 minutes in length, but it is the second to last of the B series local services that we're yet to do. So I thought we'd get it in. We're not driving the ZF variation of the C200 today. We are driving the VoIF one. I thought we'd better do some VoIF action as well. As we do quite a lot of ZF C200 action, so a bit of VoIF doesn't hurt every so often. And as I say, with this being a London Kent style based map now, it does give me a good excuse to bring this vehicle out that you all know I do absolutely love a good drive of. Just check, yeah, we are supposed to go this way. It's just the fact that that sign only said 800 on it. That sounded a bit broken. I think that was the frames lag. But yeah, the route is very short, leaves here 11:10 on the work that we're doing, gets to the other end at 11:24, and I am a relatively quick driver as it is, so it's probably going to be one of the shorter runs of videos I've done in recent times. But hey ho, we do like the odd shuttle. I mean, we did the 800 recently off here as well. I thoroughly enjoyed that route. I will be doing that again, probably with a coach or with some random vehicle of sorts that do quite well on the motorway, and I'll definitely be revisiting that at some point. You see, I wouldn't have minded if this map was based on the other side of London. Are you wanting my bus? You look like... No, okay. You look like you were stood there waiting to board a vehicle rather than... It was basically in the standing pose that in OMSI you don't quite know if they've moved ready to board the bus or they just stood there because of how the people cube's been set. That was a people cube set. Well, no, I wouldn't have minded it if it was set at the other side of London, sort of Slough. The reason for that is we could have had first B-line, and I really do like the B-line operation. It's one of the very, very more basic operations. I mean, the only reason that first B-line still survives in any shape or form is thanks to the very successful air coach operation. If it wasn't for air coach, I would be very, very surprised if they still operated in Slough at all. But because of the very successful operation, there we go. Because of the very successful operation on air coach, that wrong doors. There we go. That has only recently expanded even more. They've now extended Guildford. They do Watford. They do all these other elements, and they've recently invested in new coaches as well. Because of how successful the operation is, that is the main reason that... Oh, that's not the best lighting. That's the main reason that B-Line still runs. I mean, I've been on quite a lot of B-Line buses now. Ticked off a significant proportion of their interesting vehicles. And what I mean by interesting vehicles is anything that isn't a street light. So I do like my street lights, but when you've got the option between street lights... Oh, I still need to keep turning with that. When you've got the option between street lights or... I want a nice screenshot. There we go, that'll do, even though there's a lamppost in the way. That'll do. But even though I do like my streetlights, I don't mind them. I especially think the first South Yorkshire ones have a fair one of character on them. Even the ones that went off lease had even more character. I don't go all the way somewhere like Slough and end up spending my entire afternoon on streetlights. So I've done quite well recently to just entirely avoid having to go on a beeline streetlight. I've yet to go on one. I photographed them when they arrived in their different liveries and bits like that from the Solent and Southampton. But I haven't been on any of them that, as I say, I'm pretty happy with. So I'm pretty happy I haven't actually had to endure a ride on a streetlight yet. I did at one point think I'd have to endure a ride on a streetlight on the X74 when I did it that time, the first ride, because I was looking on the tracker. I was like, they're all streetlights. I'm really going to struggle to get an Eclipse on here, because the Eclipses do occasionally do the X74. I mean, when I was last there recently, I've got quite a lot of videos coming out very soon around there. When I was around there, and none first ones actually, none first ones, I sort of just had a bit of time off to just ride around on the first ones. I was quite tired, although again, you'll see the reasons why for that in an upcoming series on the ML Central channel. But it was sort of a case, when I did it that time, it was all pretty much streetlights, and then lo and behold, the run that I went for got substituted for an E400 MMC. That, for the record, I haven't actually seen since. I think it might have happened the odd occasion since. I wasn't there at the time, but happened the odd occasion since, and that's it. So I got very, very lucky. Okay, that was an interesting dive move. So if you notice as well, I am also driving the Stagecoach one with the new Stagecoach logos on the front, because I thought, why not? We are driving with an Abellio fleet number. The pure reason for that is because it doesn't have any Stagecoach fleet numbers loaded in. And I was already in the game when I was loading the bus up, so I thought, no, I want to drive with the Stagecoach logos, but we might have to just make a sacrifice and drive with an Abellio fleet number. Or Transport UK, as it's now known. I do and I don't understand the name change. It just seemed a bit random. I think it's because of all the politics around it. Companies are sort of separating their worldwide businesses from their UK businesses. Some operators like First have just cut back, so they just entirely focus on the UK. Other operations have sort of either sold them off or rebranded them in a different way. Oh yeah, we have the B6 as well, if I remember that. So I do have a couple more of these to do. I've got to do the B3, that's the alternate way circular to the one we did in the street light. So I've got to do that at some point. At some point very soon. I should have a surprise vehicle of sorts lined up for that. The modification has been made to a likeable bus of mine. So I've just realised the bell's been wrong. There we go. So we'll be probably using that modded vehicle, I would imagine. And then we've also got to do the B6 by the looks of it at some point. And I didn't realise there was a B6, so the B6 will have to be done soon.
Ealing Lane.
Where the B4, there we go. Remembering which route we are, because we talk about all the different services as well.
Camberwell Park.
See, it sounds okay, but I argue it isn't. It doesn't sound as good, and it isn't as quick as the ZF variation. The ZF variation just sort of seems to fly off the mark. This seems a little bit more reserved. throwback to the 800 video when we went down here and ended up having to do an entire diversion around the low bridge. But to be fair, the diversion was very easy. I just wish that it had signposted that as an option. If it had signposted that as an option, would have been fine. Because I wouldn't have had to go all the way down to then reverse and come all the way back again.
Charlie Street.
Always going to slow down for level crossings in Bowdenham. You never know, an intercity 125 might come across.
Haven House. Marston Hill.
How are we doing for time? Let's have a look. Oh, we're only a couple of minutes early. We're not doing too bad. I've done worse. Looking at how long the video's actually been to make sure I've not just done it in about 8 minutes. No, a couple of minutes more than that, it's okay. Yes, it's quite nice sometimes to just do the short runs and then do the long runs and what have. I mean, what you lot watch, it seems to sort of be just a blend of both. You don't seem to mind the longer video. Like, to be fair, I think some of the views do tend to go for the longer ones, but it's quite nice to do the short videos in between as well, because if you're not sort of wanting to commit yourself to a full 45-minute video, I entirely understand that, so that's why we do the short runs as well. There's some YouTubers who will only do the longer routes, or some that will only do the shorter, but I do pride myself on having quite a mix of routes that I just floor buses on, so it's a nice way of doing it. Good job those lights were on green. I didn't even see them till last second because the green light blended in with the green trees. Although I'll say that, with that in mind, I think if it had been a red light, I'd have noticed. Okay, it's just I couldn't find an ambulance, so that must just be a sound effect.
St. Catherine's Hospital. Accident and emergency.
Oh no, there is an ambulance. There we go. Let's get out of the way of the ambulance. Seems appropriate by the A&E, to be fair. I will also be doing all the school runs at some point. I did sort of a trial run of driving one of the school runs off camera. I drove one of them just to make sure they do all work, and there is actually passengers for them, and I can confirm there is. There's no point to doing a school run with no passengers on.
Here. Please take all your belongings with you.
So I double checked all of that. They do actually function. There are actually passengers for them, so we will be driving them at some point. We'll be going through the school runs one by one. I will be looking for your advice generally. There we go. Excellent. I will be looking for your advice generally in the comments to see what vehicles you'd like me to use on the school runs. I'm quite up for using many different vehicles on the school runs, as it all provided a fair lot of variety and what have. Let's see if we can get. The problem is the lighting's out. The lighting is just front on. It's quite annoying. For the purposes of this, it's quite annoying. But we can still get a relatively nice screenshot and a relatively nice closing shot. But yes, do let me know what vehicles you'd like to see on there. I do have the Olympians and bits like that. I might even re-download the fleet line if people are really interested in that kind of thing. Put the Great Manchester fleet lines on it. We'll see what everybody is interested in. But for now, that was a nice run. Nice short video, but a nice run on the B4. As I say, another route ticked off on Bowdenham version 5 with the lovely London C200. This is the VoIP variation that I would argue is the more realistic variation. However, I am personally more of a fan of the ZF1 because it's a bit quicker and it sounds a bit more exciting. But for now, as the car narrowly misses us, I do hope you've enjoyed this one, and I will see you all in the next video, mate. Goodbye for now. Bye!